the definition of resilience is that you're able to recover quickly from difficult conditions, or you can withstand them. It's able to withstand or recover from difficult situations. So, what does resilience look like for a guy that is on this path of self-improvement and bettering your life and all of this stuff that we do? I've got two examples here. Number one is waking up late and still finding a way to bounce back, like I did on I think Saturday. It was the video of bad days make or break success, I think is what it was called. And I woke up at like 10 and I still managed to check off the boxes and do stuff that I really didn't want to do, right? And I have another example, which is like falling into an old degenerate habit, like, I don't know, like maybe smoking or just scrolling on your phone or playing video games, and then realizing what you're doing, quitting it, and then being back on track within like 30-ish minutes. It's just about how quick it happens. Because if it takes you 2 weeks to stop playing video games, then you're not very resilient. So how do you bounce back? Or like, how do you come back from waking up late or realize you just played video games for the past 3 hours? You want to do something very simple, and it should be a physical task, right? Like taking the trash out, just cleaning, or like doing the dishes, folding your laundry, sweeping, vacuuming, whatever, right? Just do that to feel like you're back in control, right? Then get your journal and write down what led to it and why it happened, and just to figure out like a bigger sense of how to improve. And then what I like to do after journaling is that I'll do something simple like reading, just to regain control of the day. It could be reading, let me think of an example. It could be going to the gym. Going to the gym would be pretty good. Going on a run, just doing something that, that you would be doing if it had never happened. And then right after doing that, you have momentum and the rest of your day is back in your control. So some of my insights is that the mentality of the night before matters. So if you're going to bed and you feel like shit and you're like, tomorrow I don't want to go, you have to be like, okay, tomorrow will be better, because that shit gets into your subconscious and it bleeds into the next day, right? And I'm telling you this because I experienced it and I've known. Just listen, right? Friday night, I had a basketball game. I got injured, not seriously, but I got hurt pretty bad. And the night of the game, I was going to bed and I felt like shit. And I thought it was gonna be a horrible day the next day and blah, 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 right? And that most definitely bled into the morning because I woke up and I saw the same mentality, so I went back to bed, right? It's way too easy to like go down the slippery slope. You have to just never touch it, right? So you have to avoid the very first slip up if you don't want to like mess up. Like, say for you, the big mistake or the thing you're trying to avoid is playing video games. Never turn on your PS5. Well, honestly, you should like unplug all your shit, but that's besides the point. So say you really want to play video games, so you really, really want to play video games. Like I just said, like your brain is telling you to play them, right? And your brain might just break it down into one little thing so that you're more okay with it. Like, oh, I'll just turn on my PC. I'll just turn on my Xbox. I'll just do that. And you'll be like, okay, yeah, no big deal. And then as soon as that happens, it's so much easier to mess up again and be like, oh, let me just turn on my TV. Let me just open this game. Let me just start playing. And then you've lost control and you're playing video games and you fucked up. So after doing this, like I was saying, the journaling to reflect, just reflect on it. Don't ruminate on it. Don't take it as the worst thing in the world. Figure out why it happened and then disregard it, right? Because there's no point in just holding it in your brain and feeling bad about it, because if you have something that you're feeling bad about, you're much more likely to mess up, right? Because you're already in that terrible headspace. You don't want to obsess over it. You want to review it, right? Obsessing over it, like I was just saying, keeps it in your mind, which makes it easier to mess up again. So you can't always be perfect. You're gonna relapse, understand this, but the moments when you fuck up and you come right back up are the best for growth, right? It's not when everything's perfect and you're doing it great. It's when you get a fucking uppercut right to the chin and then you fall down on the ground and you get back up and you fucking win the fight, right? It's like self-improvement is not a sprint. If you slightly mess up, you're not gonna lose the race, except you very well might, because this is a competition. Like the space that we're in, there's other people that are just like waiting to kill you. Well, not kill you, but outgrow you, right? I wanted to quickly touch on environment, which plays a huge part on how easy it is to relapse. So, for example, if you can't stop jerking off and all you do is sit in your room on your bed with your stinky freaking cup sock, right? You know how much harder it is to jerk off when you go to like fucking, I don't know, a restaurant or the gym or a library and you just stay there for a few hours? You're not going to end up doing it because the environment is what matters. The environment dictates your actions, right? And embarrassment is meant to drive you forward, right? Think of like when our bodies were made and what we're optimized for, like 100,000 years ago, when there was a boar in front of us and we try to kill it and we don't, and we feel embarrassment because we just let down our tribe. It's not that we gotta go back to our cave and just start crying and weeping like a little bitch. You have to get that next boar and fucking kill it, god damn it. Fucking haul that shit on your back 13 miles back to the cave. So, you know what I mean? Embarrassment should drive you forward, not make you a little recluse, right? So, let me just quickly show you the time to make sure. It is 4:18. Woke up at 3:30 as per usual. So, the most important part of this video is you. It's you applying this shit to your life. It's you learning from it. And if you learn from it and don't act out on it, you're gonna forget it. That's how it works. So just write down 1 to 3 things right now that stuck out to you. Either if you're on your computer, just go to Google Docs. If you're on your phone, just go to Notes. And you want to use discomfort as a training ground, right? To better yourself. Also, quick note, I didn't realize how sick I was because I don't feel the worst in the world, but I definitely don't sound very good. So, hopefully it doesn't get worse because I've been sick the whole damn week. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and see ya.